Chapter 4. The Greedy Ghost. At midday, Guan, Menglang, and Li Ya stood by the wooden fence of a garden area. Menglang curiously stared at the white-furred mouse in Guan's hand. Li Ya mused, "This should be a white spirit mouse. They're drawn to areas rich in spiritual energy and treasures, earning them the name treasure-seeking mice. They can barely qualify as spiritual beasts." Hearing this, Menglang couldn't help but ask, "What's the difference between spiritual beasts and demonic beasts?" Demonic beasts cultivate their power on their own. Spiritual beasts are born with an innate ability to sense spiritual energy. They can also cultivate, but their aura isn't as bloody or feral as that of demonic beasts. To put it simply, spiritual beasts aren't as dangerous as demonic ones, Li Ya explained. After hearing this, Guan suddenly lost the desire to kill the mouse. Menglang's interest only grew. Grinning, he said, "Guan, why not let me have that mouse?" Guan raised an eyebrow, inwardly cursing. This bastard actually dared to ask. Li Ya coldly interjected, "White spirit mice don't typically live alone. If there's one here, it means there's a whole nest nearby. Go catch one yourself. Trying to snatch someone else's mouse is just low." Menglang's face flushed with anger, and he huffed, "Fine, I'll catch one myself." With that, he turned and left. Once Menglang was out of earshot, Guan said to Li Ya, "Thanks." Though Li Ya appeared aloof, Guan had realized he was quite easygoing. He was generous, often letting Guan watch him practice swordsmanship, and he had spoken up for him today. If Li Ya hadn't stepped in, Guan would have been in trouble. If he had made Menglang cry, the commotion caused by that brat's wailing would have been unbearable. Li Ya gave Guan a once-over and remarked softly, "You seem different somehow, but I can't quite put my finger on what's changed." Suddenly, he grabbed Guan's wrist. Li Ya's movement seemed slow to Guan, but he didn't dodge and instead pretended to be surprised. "Brother Li, what are you doing?" "Nothing," Li Ya replied, letting go after a moment. He hesitated before adding, "Your energy is stable and your body seems fine, but you lack spiritual power. Even if your aptitude is mediocre, don't neglect cultivation. As long as you work hard, there's always hope." Guan nodded and went along with the conversation. Li Ya seemed to be in a good mood and was unusually talkative today. Through their conversation, Guan gained more knowledge about the world of cultivation. It was clear that being of royal lineage made a difference. Even without traveling the world, Li Ya's insights were extensive. Half an incense stick's time later, Menglang hurried back. "Something big's happened," he exclaimed in a tense whisper as he approached Guan. Guan looked toward the valley entrance of the medicine valley. Li Ya asked, "What is it?" Menglang's eyes widened. "There's a cultivator guarding the valley entrance. I went to ask him a few questions, and he said he's an inner sect disciple sent by the sect to protect us for a month under Master's orders. I'm guessing our Master issued this task because of that demon he mentioned earlier. But if that inner sect disciple can't hold off the demon, aren't we all doomed?" From a distance, Guan could already see the inner sect disciple. With his improved eyesight, he could make out the man's features clearly. It was a young man in a blue robe, radiating an extraordinary aura. Clearly, no ordinary person. Foundation Establishment Stage, Level 1. 19 years old and already in the Foundation Establishment Stage? A genius! No wonder he was an inner sect disciple. Guan marveled at the system's observation prompt. Taixuan sect truly lived up to its reputation as the premier sect of the Taikang Empire, filled with talent. Li Ya and Menglang started discussing the mysterious demon. Menglang found the situation unbelievable. How could a sect as powerful as Taixuan allow a demon to infiltrate? And it had been half a month, yet the demon was still at large. Li Ya, however, found it understandable. Taixuan is vast, and the medicine valley is on the outskirts. It's not unusual for disciples to face danger here. Over 100 years ago, a demonic cultivator infiltrated Taixuan sect, killed hundreds of disciples, and escaped unscathed. This demon may know some secret techniques, making it difficult to capture, he said solemnly. Nowhere in this world is completely safe. The Empire allocates immense resources to its demon suppression departments each year. It's an astronomical figure. Li Ya's discussion of the world intrigued Guan and Menglang, and they listened intently. Growing up in the Ji family, a prominent cultivation clan, Guan had little knowledge of the outside world. This was his first real glimpse of its dangers. Demons were everywhere, and malevolent spirits roamed unchecked. 3 to 4 out of 10 cultivators perished at their hands. Guan was thoroughly frightened. "I'm never leaving this sect. I'll stay here, accumulate longevity, and outlast them all." Meng Lang grumbled. "But the Medicine Valley holds so many herbs of great importance. Why would the sect only send one inner sect disciple to protect us?" Liya shook his head. "There are over 50 such valleys in Taixuan sect. The herbs here aren't particularly valuable. In the inner regions of Taixuan, there are valleys filled with treasures capable of changing the fate of mortals with a single plant." Hearing this, Guan's eyes lit up, and he eagerly questioned Liya about these valleys. However, Liya only knew of their existence and couldn't provide details. The three chatted a while longer before going their separate ways to inspect the garden area, ensuring the herbs were safe. After completing his inspection, Guan returned to his room. He tied the white spirit mouse with a string so it couldn't escape. Sitting cross-legged on his bed, he placed the mouse on his lap and began cultivating. He practiced the Dragon Vitality Divine Technique, which enhanced strength and longevity. As for other techniques, he couldn't be bothered. He planned to hoard longevity and brute force his way through any challenges. When night fell, the Medicine Valley became eerily silent. With his enhanced senses, Guan could hear Chu Jingfeng and Cheng Xuandan talking 100 meters away. Cheng Xuandan treated Chu Jingfeng with great respect, and it seemed Chu Jingfeng was more than just an inner sect disciple. Through their conversation, Guan learned the demon's name. The greedy ghost of lust and wrath. Chu Jingfeng seemed disdainful of the demon, his confidence putting Cheng Xuandan at ease. Guan could even feel Cheng Xuandan's heartbeat returning to normal. The greedy ghost of lust and wrath. Guan's eyes flickered with curiosity. He wondered whether his Dragon Vitality Divine Technique could exterminate the demon. According to the technique's inherited memory, the dragon energy was effective against evil and demons. But I must prepare for the worst. If Chu Jingfeng can't hold it off, even with a long life ahead, I only have one to lose. I can't afford to gamble. That night, the tension in the valley was palpable, with everyone's aura reflecting their unease. Guan, noticing this, grew even more anxious. It wasn't until dawn that Guan finally managed to sleep. For the next 5 days, the demon didn't show up, and Guan's nerves slowly settled. On the 6th day, Guan stuck to his usual routine, resting in his room after nightfall. This time, he brought back 4 travelogues from the library, hoping to broaden his understanding of the world. The white spirit mouse darted out from under the bed and quickly leaped onto the desk. Ever since it had experienced the aura of Guan's Dragon Vitality Divine Technique, the mouse had become attached to him. Now, even without being tied, it wouldn't run away. Guan sat down at the desk, teased the white mouse a little, and began flipping through a book titled The Adventures of the Green Chivalrous One. The half-opened window let in a cool evening breeze, causing the flame of the oil lamp to flicker and elongating the mouse's shadow on the desk. Guan found the book surprisingly entertaining. It did, however, have too many romantic encounters. The protagonist, Green Chivalrous One, traveled across the lands, admiring the scenery, slaying demons, and engaging in fleeting romances. Deep into the night, Guan started to sense something strange. Why did every woman the protagonist met fall for him? This guy even pretended to be reluctant while the women only half-heartedly resisted. Was this written by some scholar who never left his house? Guan mocked the author internally, but kept reading with great interest. Suddenly, a cold gust blew through the window. Despite having cultivated the Dragon Vitality Divine Technique, Guan couldn't help but shiver. He put the book down, got up, and walked toward the window to close it. Before reaching the window, he suddenly caught a faint noise from afar. He stopped in his tracks, straining his ears. "Monster! Die!" The low shout from Chu Jingfeng made Guan's hair stand on end. The greedy ghost was here? Chu Jingfeng didn't sound scared, though. In fact, he seemed excited and confident. "Ah!" Guan's brief moment of relief was shattered by Chu Jingfeng's scream. Alarmed, Guan rushed to close the window and blew out the oil lamp. He backed into the corner of the room. The white spirit mouse, clearly sensing danger, leaped into his arms. The little creature was trembling violently. Its fear only amplified Guan's own terror. Growing up, Guan had never encountered demons or malevolent spirits. The Ji family estate was far too secure, and the scariest beings in his childhood were the family guards, who resembled Zhang Fei and Li Kui. Chu Jingfeng, you better back up all your big talk. And as for that neighbor, Li Ya, I've always thought you had the talent and unique fate of a protagonist in a novel. This is your moment to slay the monster and rise to greatness. Guan tried to calm himself, clenching his fists and channeling the dragon vitality within him. Soon, he heard a door creak open next door. It was Leah. That guy had drawn his sword and was rushing to aid Chu Jingfeng. As for Meng Lang, he was even more useless than Guan. The guy had crawled under the bed, nearly making Guan curse out loud in frustration. That coward! Always posturing as a big brother, and now he's hiding like this. As Guan fumed internally, each passing second felt excruciating. From his heightened perception, he noticed Chu Jingfeng's aura suddenly vanish. Was he dead? Monster! Stop! Lia's voice broke the silence, sending chills down Guan's spine. Was the monster eating them? Moments later, there was a loud bang, and Lia's voice abruptly cut off. Out of the fight already? That useless guy. Guan's heart raced like a war drum, refusing to calm down. Meanwhile, Cheng Xuandan and Zhang Chengqiu, the others in the valley, remained holed up in their rooms, pretending not to hear anything. The saying, like master, like apprentice, came to Guan's mind. The silence outside grew heavier. Even with his exceptional senses, Guan couldn't detect any movement or aura from the greedy ghost.